Recorded.
Alrighty.
All right. Today we were talking about the first case study in chapter 11 in the Rethink, Rebuild, Rebound workbook. And we're going to discuss the first scenario. Does anybody want to go first?
So for that first scenario, do we want to go ahead and question? How would you reintroduce vertical articulation in the concept of PLCs? Do we want to start there?
Tosh, did you do chapter 11?
Yes, I'm at chapter 11, scenario activities, and for scenario 1, focus on learning communities.
Hold on. So, when you say workbook, like, I only have one book from Rethink, Rebuild, Rebound, the 3 Arts of Education. That's the only one I have.
Yeah, so I have that book, and there's also a workbook that goes with it.
So I didn't
And so
get
that's
the work.
That's what I'm looking at for the scenario.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I can sum it up for you. DM, do you have the workbook? Is that what you're looking at as well?
Right, and do that.
I thought that it was just the application, like, and I ordered my books from campus.
I thought we were supposed to.
Yeah,
So
and
I thought we were supposed to talk about the value added.
yeah, me too.
Like you told me earlier to look up.
Yeah, I have that book, and then I have a workbook, and I thought the case study is from this workbook. I think the assignment says look at the first scenario of chapter 11. Is that what it says on Blackboard? And so in this workbook, they have tons of different scenarios to work through. So let me pull up Blackboard real quick and read through. We're at week.
So, those scenarios on Blackboard?
I did.
No, it's in the workbook.
I thought I did see something about the scenarios at one point during this semester.
Yeah, so for the week 13 assignment in the Rethink, Rebuild, Rebound workbook, analyze and discuss the first scenario of chapter 11.
I thought he posted that on Blackboard. I thought I remember seeing that at one point, but I couldn't find it anymore.
No, because it's in the workbook. I can sum it up for you guys, and we can talk about it that way.
Yeah, that's fine. That'd be fine with me.
Hold on, then.
So I have a scenario in front of me. I can read it out to you all, or I can sum up what it's talking about. Just let me know. So I have it right here. I have it open.
Okay, let's. Excuse me. So we're back recording. Sasha?
I'm sorry?
We're back on.
Okay, great. So for scenario 1 in chapter 11, essentially sum up what the scenario was all about, there was a principal in charge of a Title I elementary school, and the principal been there for 3 years, and they tried to implement PLCs, but what they found was that teachers were not really big fans of them, and one of the major reasons was that there were a lot of meetings, several per week, and so the teachers weren't really engaged, the PLCs weren't really functioning, and so eventually the principal just got rid of them. The teachers weren't happy with them, they weren't working well, and he got rid of them, he or she. And then the scenario that we need to discuss is, now 3 years later, you find that your teachers within the grade level plan together but do not have the same vision for learning. The morale in your staff has improved and you've gained their trust. However, you will be retiring at the end of this year and would like to improve the learning culture of your school. So there were 3 discussion questions at the end of the scenario. And the first one is, how would you reintroduce vertical articulation and reintroduce that of PLCs? So basically, this principal tried introducing PLCs. Teachers found it too much. And so now, before this principal retires, our first discussion question is, how would we reintroduce that idea of PLCs?
So I think what has to happen is teachers have to know what a true PLC really is.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times teachers have to go to PLCs, but there's no true collaboration going on. It's normally an administrator or somebody from the district coming in, talking at teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and not allowing teachers to collaborate with each other. So teachers feel like PLCs is one more meeting to go to that's not going to yield any fruitful results. So I think that PLCs have to be teacher-led and the collaboration has to be there. It's almost like vertical team meetings when you know that it's going to be ELA teachers from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in there, and there is a book that everybody is reading, teachers are reading, and some grade level is leading the discussion of the first 2 chapters read. The same thing in math. The same thing in science. And I think what the teachers probably were resistant was because it wasn't a true PLC.
Right. That's what I put in my notes too, that you really need teacher buy-in. They really need to see how PLCs can actually help them, and whether that's through them more support, having more consistent structure. But I agree with you, having that teacher buy-in. They need to see how that collaboration can help them, help the students, help the school vision. You can't just force them to do it. They need to have, that justification of why they're doing it and why it's important.
Right. Dion?
I can say the same thing for my county. Every time we go to a PLC meeting, it's not teaching, not teacher led. It's pretty much somebody speaking about CTE, about testing and data or additional information. That's not really helping us none.
Right. So there are 2 other discussion questions related to the same scenario. The next one, so related to PLCs. How, as an administrator, do you, in this situation, encourage teachers to work together with one shared vision for the school. So the first question kind of relating to PLCs, this one, how do you get them to collaborate toward a shared vision? And one of the things that I was leading by example, as an administrator, if you expect your teachers to collaborate with one another and if you expect them to believe in this vision, as an administrator, really leading by example, and you also with really modeling that vision and modeling what it looks like and what it means. So that's one idea that I had, just making sure administrators are not just saying what their vision is, but really showing the staff that they believe it.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think that everybody has to speak the same language. We talked about buying in the first question.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, and I can only speak for my school, our students, our teachers, I'm sorry, do not trust administration at all. Anything we try to do, they just resistant. So school culture and climate has to change before you can ask them to buy into the vision or share your vision.
I think of, oh, Dion, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah. It starts off, like you say, lead by example as an administrator and building trust within the school, within the teacher.
I think staff recruitment is a big factor in this too. So once as an administrator, you really develop that vision, making sure that you're recruiting and attaining staff that can really make that vision, make that dream a reality, I guess you could say, and in interviews, really honing in on staff that does believe what you believe as a school and could really help be those teacher leaders to lead within the building. So I think that's another part of vision, making sure that you're recruiting staff that fits with that vision and make it happen. And then if we're ready, I can read the third discussion question. It says, how do you ensure that the positive changes your school makes are sustained after you are gone? So in the scenario, the principal was planning on retiring, but wanted to have a strong legacy at the school. So keeping that in mind, how do you ensure that positive changes are sustained even after you leave as an administrator?
Again, you can build build on that school culture and climate. Again, you've got to make sure that you maintain that, as well as build capacity in the building so that even if you are leaving, your lieutenants, which are your assistant principals, who are most likely going to be there unless they are either moving up or being transferred or leave the system altogether, will say, hey, look, this is what we were doing. It worked. These are the results that we got from it. Let's keep that. Now, everybody wants to come in and they want to do things their way, and that's fine. But if you don't have to rock the boat, I say don't rock it. Just make sure that the people that you leave behind protect your legacy. They can do what you can do.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I have for one of my notes here, really making sure that you have strong teacher leaders in the building that, like we were talking about the vision, that really embody the vision and carry it out, and so that even when you retire, you have teachers in the building that can carry that vision and can carry those strong PLCs once you set those back up. So administrators more than teacher leaders, so it's when they
I could say making sure making sure that you have good administrators, and assistant principals that can believe in that vision and can carry that vision. So when as the principal retire, kind of build his legacy.
Right. So those were the 3 discussion questions for scenario 1. So unless anyone has anything to add, that was the case study.
Dion, what do you think? You have anything to add?
I think that's good.
So,
All right, great.